Hey everybody, Scott here, aka SANspotter, and first of all, I just want to say don't worry, this is not turning into a tech review channel, but we need to talk about something, and that is the 2017 Google Pixel 2. One of the most common questions I get all the time is, Scott, what equipment do you use to shoot your videos with? And the answer actually happens to be very simple. Now, I'm an Apple guy, and I've had an iPhone ever since 2009 in some form or another. I'm currently on the iPhone 6s, which is a few years old, and it's getting pretty, pretty dated. It's still a good camera though, it still works. It's what I've been shooting all of my aviation videos with. For the most part, it works. It's a phone, so it's definitely not shooting cinematic quality like what you would get with a big camera or a DSLR or something that's specifically built for video, but like I said, it works, it does the job, and this little guy right here has shot a majority of my aviation videos. The other camera that I use is this GoPro Hero 5. Now this little guy I love. The quality isn't all that great, it's okay, but it's small and I can put it anywhere. I can stick it on a wall, I can put it in tight little spaces. It does a great job for getting all the kind of shots that I couldn't get with my phone. So these two guys right here are basically what I'm shooting all my content with, and it works. However, I work for a very large tech company and we are always buying fun little devices to test our software with. One of those devices that we recently got was this Google Pixel 2. Now this is the 2017 model, it just came out, and I've been loving this thing. This is not my daily driver, this is not even my device, but I am loving this thing. This thing is starting to, it's starting to pull me away from the Apple ecosystem and start thinking about maybe going over to Android. It's nice. It's stock Android, which I like. It's just simple and clean, and I've been falling in love with this thing. The more I use it, the more I like it. I love my iPhone still, don't get me wrong, but Google Pixel, yeah, this is cool. Alright then, on to the point of this video. So, I recently went to Florida to visit my family like I do several times a year, and if you've been following my trip reports, you know it's a trip that I do often. It's like taking the bus at this point. I've done it so many times, it's not interesting. But then I had a thought. What if I leave my iPhone and my GoPro at home, and I just use this guy to shoot all the content? Put it to the test, shoot high res, slow motion, all kinds of shots, just to see how this thing does as a travel camera. Pretty nice, isn't it? I thought so. But I would like to take a minute or two just to talk about the things that I like and I don't like about using the Google Pixel 2 as my aviation video capturing device. So first of all, the things I like, battery life. Like, oh my god, my iPhone, I have to be so very careful about how much I use that thing over the course of a day. And I've always got to be near a USB or a power outlet to keep that thing charged, because once you start shooting video on that thing, battery levels just, they sink fast. You can almost see the meter going down as you're using it. So that totally sucks. That's one of the things I hate about my iPhone, but one of the things that I really like about this. I went all day. I flew from San Diego to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte to West Palm Beach, plus capturing video beforehand and after, video all during that, photos from my trip reports and my blog, and I still had 40% of my battery left at the end of the day, which was incredible. Battery life has been something that I've been struggling with my entire travel blogging career. It's been a problem. But with this guy, okay, the second thing that I really like, image quality. Image quality in this thing is everything that the tech review sites say it is. It's really, really good. Better than my iPhone 6s by far. Just incredible photos. Just the HDR is just perfect. Just like, it's not overdone, it's perfect. You can see all the shadow detail, I'm really impressed with the image quality from the camera on this thing. Perfect for my trip reports. The image stabilization is really nice too. It just creates buttery smooth video, even in 4K. I do not like shaky video, I like smooth. So having a camera with really good image stabilization is very important. This thing has got it. It works better than my iPhone. I'm loving this camera. See, I keep calling this thing a camera, but it's a phone. It's just the camera is so good. That's what I think about when I see this device. When I hold it in my hand, it's a camera, but it's a phone. Something else I really like about the Pixel 2 is the always-on display. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit, yeah. So, as you can see, the time is there, and then also if you get some notifications, they'll show up underneath the time, and that's great. It's always on. You don't have to raise it to have that appear. It's just always there, and it's perfect. You pull it out of your pocket, it's there, you can see the time, you can see what notifications are there, whether it's from Instagram, Twitter, mail, whatever. It's all there. And that's really good for traveling, because if you're running through a busy airport and you just want to reach in your pocket and figure out what's going on in your social life, just pull that up, look at it. You don't have to press any buttons, you don't have to squeeze it, you don't have to do anything, no gestures. It's just there in front of you. I love that. Simple, clean, easy to use, good user experience. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that I don't like. Really quick, I've got to say that the white background, it doesn't really work very well for taking pictures through windows, simply because the reflection of the white hits the window. So every time you put the camera up to the window, you get the reflection of the white camera, you can see the outline, and it's annoying. Now, I know I could put a dark case on this thing, and it would solve that problem, but I'm just saying, you know, stock out of the box, it's not good for putting up to the window because you're going to get that reflection. Personally, I love the white though. I think that looks really great, and when I'm not talking about this phone in the context of being a travel camera or a travel vlogging camera, I would get the white. The white looks sharp. I'm digging that. That's really cool. It would have been nice if some of the white would have come through in the front, but the white is hot. You know, there's really not much else that I can think of that makes this thing stand out as being a bad travel vlogging camera or a device. It does everything very well. I guess if there's one thing that I could nitpick about, it's and again, this isn't a Pixel 2 problem, it's just Android in general. I don't like the stock gallery app. It's just, I'm so used to iOS, and it's just really simple. The Android gallery is a little bit convoluted for me because you've got all these different folders, and it's not laid out as simply as it is in iOS. So having to sort through everything and dig through and find out what photos are taken on the device versus what's in the cloud versus, it's a little bit confusing, but it's not that big of a deal. And like I said, it's not a Pixel thing. So there you have it. This little guy right here, I'm pretty darn sure this is my new favorite device. Now, that's really hard for me to say simply because I'm an iOS guy. I love iPhones. I love my iPhone, even though it's several years old and it's falling apart and it's not really working the way that it used to. I still love it. I'm starting to think that I love this thing even more, and hopefully some of the footage that I just showed you convinced you that this is actually a nice device. I'm digging this thing quite a bit, and I may get one of my own. I don't think I could ever give up my iPhone, but having this as a secondary device for business stuff, I think that would work really well. I'd also like to say that I would never ever give up my GoPro or anything small for my aviation videos, or even just when I'm trip reporting in general, because I need that little camera that I can just stick in my pocket and just, you know, be a little bit more discreet about taking pictures, because not every airport is very open to having someone walking around taking pictures of everything. So having this little guy, I can stick in my pocket, put anywhere, take pictures whenever I want, discreetly, perfect. I'm always gonna have something like this. Anyway, if you're on the fence about whether or not you want to get one of these little guys, I say go for it. It's beautiful. It's beautifully simple. I think that's the best way to describe it. Stock Android, nice clean design, incredibly good camera, especially if you're thinking about it in terms of being a travel vlogging or blogging camera. You can't go wrong with this little guy. Just do it. If you've been thinking about it, you're on the fence trying to decide between this phone, that phone, Pixel 2, go for it. You will not be disappointed. I love this guy. I love it.